I think the van is ready for the trip. With only 2 days left until my family holiday, I've still got so much to do to get this van ready. So I best get cracking if I'm ever gonna finish it in time. Today is going to be another one of those days where I just get a few jobs done in the van. A few of the main jobs to do today is I'm going to be fitting this table leg and making a table just for the seating area. But also I'm going to install a curtain rail so that I can hang my curtains. I've also got a mattress now as well. It's a foam mattress, so I've got to let it stay there for like 48 hours. So I've not actually laid on it yet, but I'll talk to you about that a bit later. Now all I've done for this is I've bought a piece of pine from B&Q. It fits in this space really well, which is pretty much where I want it to go. But the main part of all of this is sort of putting it in front of you and just working out whether that's the right height. But I mean, the reason why I went for this particular table leg is because it is height adjustable. So it should give me enough flexibility to be able to move it up and down, because I don't actually know how thick my cushions are going to be yet that I'm getting for these two benches. So let's get it installed. To round the edges on this by the looks of it, and then it should be able to swivel. I mean, it's close there, but I just don't want to take the paint off anything. There we go. See? Alright, now I'm stuck. Right. Positioning wise, I'd say that's fine. In case you were wondering what wood stain this is, it's American walnut. So now I'm going to fit this, well, curtain pole, it's literally just a pole, across there so that I can put the curtain at least temporarily up for this trip. But if it works, I might just leave it like it, because there's still going to be another unit that goes up behind here anyway. So let's just see how it goes. Now that curtain is a little bit dirty. There we go. Right. Do you think I'm going to need two curtains? Because this rail that I've put in here only goes to there. And I need this curtain to go all the way to the end. So what I might need to do, I need to find a way to fasten it behind the ply here, like that. Get that to go up in behind there. And then that can just sit like that. And then this side, I'm going to need the second curtain anyway, because it doesn't go all the way to the end. But yeah, that works. Cool. So it's another day. I think it's about time I talk to you about my mattress. Now, this is not a sponsored video. I did pay for this mattress, but I thought I'd mention it because some of you might be in the market for a custom cut mattress, which is what this is. And it's from a company, I found them online, they're called Custom Size Beds. And as you know, I have these inserts in the where the bed is, like this. And I couldn't just get like a normal mattress and fit it in that space. And I was looking at sort of some of the big companies like Emma mattresses and places like that, and actually getting the mattress and then cutting it to fit in this space. And then I found Custom Size Beds. And it was literally from a Facebook ad. It came up on my feed, I checked them out, and they will cut a mattress to fit any shape that you want. I just literally on Photoshop just drew up the design of what I wanted with all the measurements, emailed it to them, and then they just asked me just to double check that it was definitely right before they made the mattress. And the turnaround time was really good, the customer service was great, that's why I thought I'd mention them. But as you can see, like around this part here, it's kind of, that is cut to shape. It's the same on this side. The back is obviously more drastic, cut around there. But there's absolutely no way I would have been able to cut my own mattress and get it to fit this well without making a mess. And it's all stitched in really good. You can remove the covers as well if you want. It came rolled up, and when I first sort of opened it up, and it was still sort of, the foam was still puffing up, I actually thought, is it going to be too big? I thought I'd measured it wrong. Once I'd given it like a few hours and it had come up to its proper shape, I was like, it's actually a perfect fit. As far as comfort goes, this is probably the comfiest mattress I've ever owned. It's comfier than the one we've got in the house. So as I said, there's no discount codes or anything like that because, you know, they're not sponsoring me. They don't even know that I'm mentioning their product, to be honest. But I'll leave a link to their website down in the description just in case you do want a custom bed. Now, I do have a few jobs to do today, but unfortunately it's still currently raining. It seems to be a habit at the moment. Where's the summer gone? But anyway, I'm going to install some plugs. I've just got these 240 volt plugs which have got USBs on them as well. Now, as I mentioned last week, my inverter is not going to be installed in time for this trip. However, I've got a bit of an idea where I might be able to wire this up so that it can be plugged into either a hookup or one of my power banks that I've got. I mean, the plugs need to be installed anyway. The wires are all ready to go, so I might as well get them installed. Right, so this is the socket that's going to go in there. I'm probably going to have to reroute that wire a little bit higher because it's next to the sink, and my dad's told me it needs to be higher up, so that's what I'm going to do. So I've literally just wired this in. That goes behind all of this into the back and then out through there, and then it would go into the inverter, but instead I've got it plugged into the power station. So that's plugged in, it's on, it is on, and then I've literally just plugged in the drill battery. So, moment of truth, hope it doesn't blow up. Right, cool, it works. So like I said, this is temporary for when I go on my camping trip. I'm not an electrician, so if you are going to attempt to do any electrics yourself, then always get it checked by a qualified electrician, or get them to do it for you. The 12 volt I'm sort of happy to sort of mess around with myself, but when it comes to 240, then I'm probably going to need the help of an electrician. Which reminds me, if you are an electrician and you live in Cornwall and you want to help me install my inverter, then DM me on Instagram, and because I could probably do with some help. You don't have to be in the video if you don't want to. Look at that, a working lamp. Now, I really do love it when a plan comes together. Now, I've been putting off doing any work outside because of the rain, but it doesn't look like it's going to stop today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a doorway for the fridge. So currently at the moment this is open. I'm going to build a little door on there that just swings open. But I'm not cutting any wood inside because it's just going to make a massive mess. Now I've got a few shelves and things to put up just to make it a bit more livable in here. It's one of those things where you don't really know where you need a shelf until you put it up, but it'll start making it feel a bit more homely in here as well. This is one of the problems with when you're trying to level anything in a van. It's only as level as the ground you're on. I've probably mentioned that before. Can you see me? Let me put some lights on. Is that better? See me now? Whee. So I've kind of got to eyeball it just to make sure that this side is the same distance, which is 26, as this side, which is there. There we go. Tell you what, it was my wife's idea to put these little fake plants in, and I'm glad she had the idea because it really does make it look a lot more homely in here. This is the simple setup that I'm going to use for my water system. This one will be used for the fresh water. I'll just fill it up and then the water pump will just go in there and then draw it up through the tap. I've already installed the one for the grey water. The pipe just goes straight down into the tank. But because I haven't installed a water pump yet, but I'm still putting these in place, I do need to strap them down. So I'm just going to connect one of these straps here to the cupboard just so I can tie them down so that when I'm moving around, they're not going to be flying around in the cupboard. Right, let's test it out. I think it worked. No drips. Sweet. Now I don't plan on having any gas in this van. It's all going to be induction hob and things like that. But for this weekend I'm going to be using a gas burner, so I am going to be installing a carbon monoxide alarm. Now I'm going to mount this up here just because it's over the kitchen, but I mean all this is going to be in cupboards when I build the cupboards anyway, but I can always move it later on. So there we go. And just like that, the sun's out. Now, I think the van is ready for the trip. What do we all think? Don't get me wrong, this is probably the best made bed I will ever make in this van. Now let's just think about this. If we ignore the ceiling and the door that's not painted, you could almost think this van is finished. I should probably mention that this here is going to be my son's bed. He's still too young at the moment, so I do actually have... where is it? I do actually have one of these barriers to go up on the side, which I got off Amazon, but he's still too small for that as well, so I'm just literally going to put his Moses basket on here. But it's worth mentioning where I got these cushions from. I had them made, it came foam and covers, and that's the name of the company as well. About 4-week turnaround, I ordered them online. I was a bit worried that they wouldn't arrive in time for this trip, but they're here. Really comfortable, and I really think that it just kind of pulls everything together. Kitchen's all set up. We've got cutlery, utensils, chopping boards and things. Tin food, ketchup, that sort of stuff. Under here, the 2 water containers strapped in, and a washing up bowl as well. And then under here is all the food. I've got a little gas cooker like what I had in the other van. That's just the box for the kettle. The kettle's not going to stay out on the side there, obviously. It is an electric kettle. Don't want it flying around when I'm driving, but for now it can. It just looks good, so I've just left it there. Now, all in all, that was a little bit of a mad rush getting this van ready for the trip. We leave first thing in the morning. This is literally going to be our first family trip away in the van. We're just going to a campsite in Newquay. Kate's really excited for this trip. I'm really excited to try the van out, see if everything works, work out if I need to move a few things, because it's not until you've actually lived in your van that you actually know what works and what doesn't work. Again, thank you to everyone for all your support through buying me a beer in the link in the description. I really appreciate it. But if you want to watch this van build from the beginning, check out this playlist here, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!